Hey guys, happy Sunday. Uh, I have a message that came to me coming out of church this morning that I felt very strongly I'm supposed to give to you guys. Backstory, for the past 4.5 years, I have served on the leadership team for recovery ministry. Uh, though I've not walked that path myself, that is the community of people that God has called me to love on and to minister to. Friday night, which is when we have our services, I was the one delivering the message. Now, I had prepared for this. I was the one who wrote this sermon. I knew it frontwards and backwards. It was my own words, my own topic. I had run through it that day and felt like I nailed it. Like I delivered it really well. I was really happy about it. And I even continued to prepare for it uh, later on in that day. However, I got on the platforms Friday and started delivering my message. Things did not go as planned. Things did not come out the way I planned. Things did not land the way I intended for them to land. Things were said that I was not planning on saying, and things that I intended to say were not said. And the entire time I was up there giving the message, I felt like I was making a mess of things. However, I come down off the platform after I give my message and we have our prayer time. And people start coming up to me for prayer and start sharing. And then after service, people continue to come up and share how the message impacted them and what they took away from it. So I leave that night and I'm thinking, you know what? Great, God, that's great. I'm glad that you used it and they heard something other than what I heard, because I know that you can do that. Get to church Sunday this morning at church, and I continue to get more people coming up and sharing. And I'm not saying that for any kind of boastful or anything of that nature, just to make a point. I walked out of church today just thinking about how, despite the fact that I felt like I made a mess of things, he used it. And God shared with me, I'm like, it was like, you showed up. You were willing, you were obedient, you showed up. You brought what you had to the table, and I took it and I amplified it. I made it bigger. I expanded it and used it for my purpose, for my glory. What you spoke, I took it and people heard what they needed to hear. All you needed to do was show up. And he also showed me, like, I had to allow you to feel weakness in that moment so you would not feel so confident that you would get in my way of moving the way that I wanted to move. Through your weakness, I showed strength. And I remember prior to praying, prior to going up there, I was at the altar and I said, God, your word's not mine. If you have to take me out of the way, deliver the message that you want delivered, do so. And he did. And the entire point of this is I was prepared. I was equipped. I was ready. Did not go as planned. If God is calling you to do something, don't worry about how prepared you are, how skilled you are, how ready you think you are. If God calls you to do something, just show up. Just show up. He is more intimately aware of your capabilities and your skills and what you're able to do than you are. And all he wants you to do is show up and bring what you have to the table, be obedient, and he will take it and he will use it for his glory, for his purpose. And you will watch him take what little bit you have and expand it to do things that you didn't think you were possible through you and weren't possible through you. But through him, all things are possible. So I don't care how inferior, how ill-prepared, how inadequate, or anything that you feel. If God calls you to do something, show up and watch what he can do. Love you guys. Have a Jesus-filled day.